Cause I'm a hot boy. Yeah. I'm a hot boy.
Hey, it's Hot Boy on Boost 101.9. It's J-Bo and Yoshi hanging out with the hot boy, Steven Malcolm. What up?
What's up? How you doing?
Doing all right? That's what's up. Before we jump into the questions, before we talk about your pops, we're going to play a little game.
Today's game is called Legend Rapper or Legend Pastor. And so we're going to say a phrase and you have to decide which one it is, a legend rapper or a legend pastor.
Bet it up. I got you. Sounds fun.
We'll start it off with this one. Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. It goes, if you're having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son.
Oh, I got 99 problems. That's legendary rapper. That's the legendary rapper right there.
Hey!
For extra points, what's the name of the rapper?
Yeah, Jay-Z.
Hey,
You got it.
He got them extra points, boy. That's what's up. Let's see if you can get this one. This speech is my recital. I think it's very vital.
I might have to say legendary pastor because I don't know about that one.
Nah, it is actually legendary rapper Run DMC.
Ah, okay. Yeah, it's a little before my time, you know? I rock Adidas. I rock a lot of Adidas, but a little before my time.
It's before our time too, though.
The next one is, if you can't figure out your purpose, figure out your passion.
Yeah, it's definitely legendary pastor.
Yeah, the great pastor TD Jakes.
Hey, shout out to Jakes, man. It's wisdom right there.
All right, so the next one is, I refuse to be victimized by my circumstances.
Man, that sounds like a legendary rapper.
Ooh, I mean, if Max Lucado, the pastor, wants to be a rapper, I guess you could say that, but it's definitely a pastor.
There we go. Yeah, that sounds like he's really about to talk about something real right there.
Hey, drop a beat, yo. It's about to be the hottest album ever.
Okay, we got two more. This next one is, if you had one shot or one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted in one moment, would you capture it or just let it slip?
Yeah, that's legendary rapper Eminem. Turn up.
You got that one so easily.
Yeah. Legendary Michigan artist.
That's what I was gonna say. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I hope he gets this one. The very last one is the bonus round. Tell me why we are so blind to see that the ones we heard are you and me.
I know it's a legendary rapper, but gosh, I swear, I say it one more time.
I mean, you are right. It is a legendary rapper, so you can stop right there. But if you want the extra points, you can tell us who it is.
Man,
I'll sing a little bit. Tell me why are we so blind to see that the ones we hurt are you and me?
oh man, Coolio. Yeah, Gangsta's Paradise. Yeah, thank you for the melody, man. That's all I needed.
It's J-Bo and Yoshi hanging out with Steven Malcolm on Boost 101.9, and it's crazy to learn all the influence his dad had on his current album, The Second City. He's going to tell us more in about 6 minutes.
That Jamaican vibe is Second City. Getting you ready for the weekend is J-Bo and Yoshi chopping it up with Steven Malcolm. Now, Steven, Second City is off your album, Second City. It has a real, island vibe to it. What made you go that route?
Man, just because of the foundation of the story, all traced back to my pops, and he's Jamaican. And so we were, how can I tie that heritage to my music, to my sound? Because it's something that I love. Montego Bay, Jamaica, where my dad is from, is actually also called the Second City. So just everything came together, and that's kind of the foundation of why it all happened like that.
Wow, bro. I didn't even know Montego Bay was considered that. I literally got chills when you said that. I was like, what?
Yeah.
It's J-Bo and Yoshi on Boost 101.9, chopping it up with Steven Malcolm. In order to get the whole album together, the Jamaican vibe feeling right, Steven had to head out to Jamaica. Yeah, we're going to talk about that more. Let's just say it was quite the redemption story.
Boost 101.9.
Songs of freedom, redemption songs, redemption songs.
It's Steven Malcolm's Redemption Song on Boost 101.9. We're J-Bo and Yoshi chopping it up with Steven Malcolm.
Just a minute ago, you mentioned that you went back to Jamaica where your dad is from. What is that story with your dad? How has it transpired to now?
He got busted selling drugs when I was 9 years old. He got deported, and It was the last time I seen him. And, you know, I don't really have any contact with none of my family on his side, just because they all grew up in Jamaica. I'm here in the States. It was actually my idea to go. I just wanted to be like, yo, like for this thing to really like feel complete, I have to go and, you know, experience things there. Yeah, with that, we went over there and got to visit his gravesite for the first time. He passed away a few years ago. Yeah, it was dope. It made everything seem complete.
Are there things that you gleaned from him or learned from him?
Yeah, I feel like really the biggest thing I learned from him, because he was a great dad. Like the 9 years that I was with him, I have, right, certain memories, and, you know, super dope pops. He used to, you know, borderline spoil me, but discipline me as well. He didn't play. We knew not to step out of line with him, right. So it was lit. You know, besides remembering how much, you know, he catered to me as a father, and, you know, I knew he would have turned out to be a great father, but the one thing that I learned is that money can be the root of all evil, because we were like a well-off middle-class family. We owned a house, had 2 cars, like we were straight, but next thing you know, he's pulling up in a Mercedes-Benz in the driveway.
Right.
So it's just like, you know, money was the motivation, and he chose to chase money instead of raising a son. And so, you know, I'll never let money get the best of me. That's one thing I always told myself.
So even through that, even though the heartache that came from that, your dad being deported, the last time you saw him, you were 9 years old, he still taught you something in that sense. You know, no matter how great the career goes, no matter how many opportunities may come your way, you're like, hold on a second, let me make sure I check my heart.
Yeah. No, yeah, absolutely. I've had to do that just recently, like just certain opportunities and doors opening, you know, and just for financial gain. And it's just like, yo, like, is it beneficial for the long run for my family? Does it honor God, honor people?
Chopping it up with Stephen Malcolm is J-Bo and Yoshi on Boost 1019. His dad didn't make the best decisions when Stephen was growing up, but Stephen made sure to hold on to the advice his dad gave him the last time he saw him.
Boost 1019.
Stephen Malcolm, been there on Boost 1019 with J-Bo and Yoshi talking to Stephen Malcolm. Stephen, when you were growing up, even though your dad became absent when you were like 9, but when you were growing up, is there advice that he gave you that you hold on to?
Man, he always told me to never do drugs.
Hey, that's some good advice.
Yeah, it is. Like, because one of my brothers in Jamaica, I guess he like tried drugs one time and like somebody put something in it, and like now he's crazy. Yeah, he just always used to tell me that story and like, never do drugs. Don't ever do that. Look what happened to your brother.
Now, do you remember any like unique quirks or things about your dad? For example, like my dad, when he puts his pajamas on, he tucks his shirt in but pulls his pants up over his belly button.
To his nipples, right?
Oh, man.
The pants go all the way up to his chest.
Are there any things you remember about your dad that was kind of unique?
I do, yeah. And it's funny because I do the same thing, but I used to remember him walking around the house with his drawers on all the time. Like, he be like putting on lotion with his drawers on, walking across the kitchen.
And the windows are like, wide open, right?
Wide open. And like, yo, I am 100% comfortable walking around my house in my drawers, putting lotion on.
I believe it. Your wife is like, babe, the windows are open. I pay rent. I pay mortgage. What's the problem? We're J-Bo and Yoshi on Boost 1019 talking to Stephen Malcolm. It's crazy that even though his pops wasn't around when he was growing up, he still remembers those small quirks about his dad. But there was a moment where Stephen finally realized, yo, I need to figure out who my identity is in.
Boost 1019.
Stephen Malcolm's Not to Us on Boost 1019. We're J-Bo and Yoshi getting a chance to chop it up with Stephen Malcolm.
After your father was deported, God kind of became that true father figure. When and how did that happen?
Yeah, so as a young man growing up, you're always if your father is absent, you're always searching for that father figure. Man, I don't care what you say. From experience and from what I've seen in a pattern of fatherlessness in young men, it's like, what do we turn to for that inspiration? Who becomes that hero? Who becomes that person who we want to role model after? You know what I mean? That's absent. And so with me, I was always searching for that, and there was a void in me. Just things just didn't feel complete. So at the age of 18, 19 years old, I literally looked in the mirror and was like, man, what am I here for? What is my purpose? What am I supposed to do? Felt like such a young, talented kid, but I was lacking identity. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I was supposed to do. And so when I experienced God, it was that father embrace that I missed, that I never unfortunately encountered. And so that's what I felt like. That's how God approached me in my journey, is that lack of a father figure I found in him.
Since you didn't really have that father figure growing up aside from God and maybe the mentors you found in church, what's something that you hope to be to your kids if and when you have kids?
Man, I hope to be their hero, their inspiration, their leader. Man, just their love, and bless my mom. Like, my mom has always been there for me, and she showed me the best love a mother could ever show a child. I'm that type that I look forward to experiencing what I didn't experience with my dad.
I totally feel you. I get that from somebody who grew up without a dad, so I get where you're coming from.
Definitely feel that.
Man, we appreciate you. We appreciate you making time to chat it up with us. We wish you the best with everything, with your tour, with music, just with life, man. Just be blessed.
No doubt. Appreciate y'all, yo.
You can find Stephen Malcolm on IG. That's at Stephen Malcolm Music. It's J-Bo and Yoshi on Boost 1019.